What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Now, Backlash is over, but the ramifications for the event are just beginning. Join us now as Wrestlelamia analyzes Raw and looks at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a WWE wrestler test positive for COVID-19, and what this could mean for WWE. Christian makes his in-ring return after 6 years, an update on Edge, are the Forgotten Sons forgotten, and much more. As always, we won't waste your time recapping the matches, but we will look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly from tonight's show. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, the return of the Legend Killer. Now, the Legend Killer is back, apparently having finished the career of Edge as well as his storybook comeback. Whether or not this happens, Randy Orton cut a wicked promo thanking Edge for restoring his vicious side and reminding Edge he did it all for his own good. Orton's promo did what it was designed to do, get him over as a cold, calculating apex predator who is confident in who he is and eager to destroy whomever gets in his way. Number 2, a slow turn. Could fans be seeing Apollo Crews taking a turn to the heel side? After Shelton Benjamin tried to pin the US champion using the ropes, Crews turned the tables, using the ropes to get the 1-2-3 on his opponent. While Crews rejected MVP's offer to manage him, that doesn't mean he won't reconsider it. We love it when babyfaces cheat to win. Number 3, fun surprise appearances. Surprise appearances can be fun, and while big name guests are usually best used when well promoted, such as The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin, it doesn't hurt to have other stars surprise the fans, making them want to tune into future shows because they just don't know who will show up. On this show we had Ric Flair, Christian, and The Big Show making all memorable appearances, each serving different roles. Some small, some large, but all significant. Number 4, the biggest mistake of his career. The WWE set up a suspenseful storyline with R-Truth inadvertently agreeing to a winner-takes-all match with him and WWE Champion Drew McIntyre taking on Bobby Lashley and MVP. With the real possibility of Lashley or even MVP getting their hands on R-Truth and winning the WWE Championship, fans had more of a reason to invest themselves in the match. The match features some suspense, as well as a great finish with R-Truth playing a key role in the win, as well as Drew giving the 24/7 champion a chance to get revenge on Lashley and MVP for their constant belittling of him. Number 5, Lana's best. Now, Lana hasn't been doing much on the Red brand ever since Rusev was fired, and they kinda slowed down on the Bobby Lashley-Lana saga. However, on tonight's Raw, she had a chance to shine, and she probably gave one of the best promos of her career. This is after MVP hilariously called her a thought. Yeah, a thought. We're definitely in a new era when WWE uses those kind of words. Hopefully this will give Lana a new lease of life on the Red brand, as all she's seen as normally is easy on the eye. Now we know she actually has good promo skills to go with that. It's also good that WWE have finally gotten rid of this silly relationship, as Bobby Lashley asked for a divorce. Number 6, lots of twists and turns. If the WWE wanted to keep fans guessing what was next, tonight's Raw did the trick with Christian confronting Randy Orton and Orton challenging him to a match, Dominic Mysterio showing up to ambush Seth Rollins, the Iconics calling out the women's tag team champions, MVP trying to win Apollo Crews to his side, and Zelina Vega trying to get her disintegrating faction together. Incredibly, this all happened without it seeming like the WWE hot-shotting storylines. Everything worked with the existing storylines and seemed like natural progressions from past week's shows. If this is the new structure for Raw storytelling, all we can say is, we want more. Number 7, an eye for an eye. Dominic Mysterio did what any son would do after his father was brutally attacked by someone like Seth Rollins. He'd seek revenge, getting a small taste of it tonight on Raw when he waged a lightning-fast hit-and-run assault on Seth Rollins and his disciples. Now, for a big enough guy, Dominic moved pretty swiftly around the ring and managed to outpace both Buddy Murphy and Austin Theory. Even though he looks like he's already jumping the gun by getting on the SmackDown Survivor Series team, Dominic's appearance was well handled and things look to get even better next week when Rey Mysterio returns. Speaking of Rey Mysterio though, does he not understand that we can actually see his eye through his eye patch? I mean, they could have tinted it a little more, couldn't they? Number 8, don't mess with the referee. Wrestling referees are well known for taking loads of abuse at the hands of WWE superstars, so it was refreshing to see the referee John Cone for tonight's Asuka vs Nia Jax match to get some payback after Jax shoved him to the mat. Rather than disqualifying Jax, which he really should have, as he appeared to be getting ready to do so, the referee made a fast count on Jax when Asuka rolled her up with a surprise pin. At number 9, Christian returns to the ring after 6 years. Christian's spirited rally to defend his best friend's honor was a tragedy in the making, but even more so when Nature Boy Ric Flair low-blowed Christian before the match began, effectively taking him out of the unsanctioned match before it even began. The septuagenarian superstar lived up to his name, the dirtiest player in the game, doing the damage and allowing Randy Orton to punt kick Christian into next week. With Christian having a history of concussions, Orton's punt to his head and post-match concern and apology was a great way to show how sick and twisted the legend killer is, and leaving the fans wondering who will be able to get revenge against him. But that was the good. What about the bad? As number one, Raw's tag team division is a complete joke. Now when you look at SmackDown's tag team division and Raw's tag team division, you can at least see quite a bit of difference. On SmackDown, we don't have ninjas coming in or axes being thrown. Now, whilst we did enjoy that at Backlash, we don't want to see it be a joke every time on Raw. Now the ninjas were even cool enough so there could actually be something on the red brand. But no, WWE just turns them into a joke. Especially even the Giant, where we thought we were actually going to get an awesome contest between the Big Show and the Giant Ninja. Of course, it wouldn't have been no AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan contest, but it could have been thrilling nonetheless. However, WWE just clearly does not give a damn about the Raw tag team division. It's probably the weakest element on the red brand. Of course, with only having one bad, there was no downright ugly of tonight's show. We actually can't remember the last time we used the word great to describe a WWE show, but tonight's Raw was nothing less than great. As mentioned earlier, every segment was well done and seemed organic rather than forced. The WWE needs to do this on a regular basis and give themselves time to bring back their audience. If they can do that, Raw could be in good shape for when Monday Night Football returns. But that was the good, the bad and the downright ugly of Raw. Let's now move on to the news, and our top story is a WWE talent that tests positive for COVID-19. Unfortunately, bad news coming out of Titanland as a WWE performer has tested positive for the coronavirus. What's even worse is that he's entered the Performance Center, risking all the talent and staff. Now, according to a tweet by Ryan Satin, breaking, a developmental talent in WWE who was last on site at the Performance Center on June 9th has tested positive for COVID-19. All talent, production crew and employees who were on site will now be tested. Following the results, WWE plans to proceed with normal schedule. Now this could affect the WWE in a number of ways, as the promotion was hoping to return to live events by the end of the summer. At this point, the company's main concerns should be with making sure no one else is affected. As we had noted in past videos, even a small number of infected stars could shut the promotion down for several weeks or longer. Next up, an update on Edge. WWE.com provided an update on Edge today, as WWE Digital has confirmed that Edge suffered a torn tricep as a result of injuries sustained during the greatest wrestling match ever. Edge has undergone successful surgery and is currently rehabbing at home. There's no word on a return date other than the speculation that it could be anywhere from 4 to 8 months, almost certainly missing SummerSlam. Next up, a forgotten push. Now it appears the Forgotten Sons push may be dead, all due to some social media comments by Jackson Riker. According to Fightful.com's Sean Ross Sapp, the trio's push has stopped since Riker tweeted his support for President Trump, and some negative remarks about the Black Lives Matter movement came up. In an exclusive report, Sapp noted, however, the vignettes have stopped for the trio. They weren't on the last couple of episodes of SmackDown and were not figured into plans for the tapings on Monday and Tuesday. The team was originally set to enter a program with the New Day, which seems off the table considering Biggie and Kofi lost to Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. They could always be called in to film vignettes after that fact, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Based on what we've heard, there's no heat on Wesley Blake or Steve Cutler, but they're catching the backlash from Riker's tweet. It's worth noting that Riker hasn't wrestled since the call-up. The WWE could remedy this program by having Riker kicked out of the group rather than punishing 2 wrestlers who had nothing to do with the comments. Next up, a once-in-a-lifetime moment. Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler of FTR, aka the WWE's Revival, had a fantastic moment during the 10th June edition of Dynamite, with Harwood tweeting, "Finally get to reflect on Wednesday's AEW Dynamite. Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone on the call, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard watching our match from the crowd. What a dream. Thank you all for joining us on this wild ride. You never left us. We won't let y'all down." FTR should make a great addition to AEW's tag team ranks, and it will finally give the team a chance to prove whether they are as good as they claim to be. And finally, who is Akira Tozawa's Giant? And last but not least, fans are wondering who Akira Tozawa's masked giant is, with the big man having 2 impressive appearances so far, first at Backlash and tonight at Raw. Several sites are reporting that the big man is WWE Performance Center trainee Jordan Amabayan. According to Bleacher Report's Tyler Conway, Amabayan signed with WWE October 2018 but has not appeared on any WWE programming. The 7-footer who played college basketball at Morgan State and USF appeared at NXT live events last summer, being managed by Malcolm Bivens but never made an official debut. There's no word on whether WWE intends to have Jordan wrestle, but the WWE is doing a good job teasing his first match. But there you have it guys, the good, the bad and the downright ugly from the 15th June episode of Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. What did you think of Raw this week? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.